Hello and welcome back to another video. You'll be sick of seeing the same background. I'd say it's the same in every video lately at the start anyway, but that's the joys of the winter. So today's video is going to be fairly short because for two reasons really. One, there isn't a whole lot going on, thankfully. That's how I like it, considering the issues we've had over the past few months. So we've had no issues for a while, touch wood. And then the other being, this is my crazy busy time with work. So this is my last day off now before the madness kicks in. By the time you see this video, some of the madness will be over with, but I'll still have a few days to go of it, but I just won't have time for any of this. It'll be strictly coming down and feeding them until my few days off around Christmas. But today I did want to do a video though to discuss how Special got on in the factory. So Special being our 10.5-year-old cow that her others had kind of started giving trouble over the past 2 years really, and the calves were having difficulty reaching them because they were low to the ground, and it was just time for her to go really. So I want to talk about her. I was hoping to do the silage testing as well, but the lab have said it'll take 2 to 3 weeks for those results, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest, but look, that'll be a video in the new year now at this stage. But I also got my delivery of nuts. So anyone who follows me on Instagram or TikTok will have seen. But Dad had actually rang around a couple of places locally and in Castle Island just because it's close to us, and he thought maybe the fact that they're nearby they might deliver for us, but that was not the case. But I rang Kelleher's in Tralee then, and in fairness to them, they delivered it out in a matter of days. So I went with the U grade finishing ration, so in fairness they were very helpful, and I just said, look, I'm used to feeding red beef for fattening, and they said this is their version of it. So I don't know if you can see that, but the nut is just a bit smaller than what the guys are used to. But in fairness, they took to it really well. The first day they were a little bit, but after that they were perfect. So I have a few days feeding gone out of it, but the 700 kg fit in perfectly there now. So it's ideal, but great to get it delivered. That's going to do me well into January now, because the guys in the middle are on 4 kg a day each at the moment. So hopefully our two lovely boys here are going to be gone early to mid-January, and then we'll continue feeding the other 3 because they're just not there yet. Hopefully they will get there in a couple of months. But then these guys are still on their 2 kg of high energy every day, plus the 2 at the back as well. So that's what my 3 black bins over here is for. I can only get 12 days into those bins, but look, it's still a help. I was going into the co-op every second day trying to get stuff, so it's ideal now to have the tipsy bin, and sure, I'll just get another few bags to keep me going over Christmas of the other stuff. But anyway, I think I'll start with talking about Special, because I have a bit of procrastinating that I think I'm going to be doing today, because I have a horrible job on later, and that is to remove a load of branches that have been cut down, well, trees that have been cut down really and cut into pieces. My parents just have a disdain for trees around the house at the moment, which I don't understand, but anyway, plus it leaves a lot of work for myself. The husbands and boyfriends already spent a day clearing the stuff inside the house, or not inside the house, but inside the garden. But of course, nobody cares about the field except for me. And look, it's lying on what will be grass in another few months, and obviously, I want to make the most of every inch of grass that I have, so I just need to get it done now, or not get it done. Believe me, this will be a few days' work, but I'll get it started today, but it's just not one of those jobs I like doing, but we'll get into it. So I think I'll start with talking about Special anyway. Now, I said I'd set the camera up and just sit down because my hand would be hanging off me from holding it up. But to start on special, so as I said, she was here 10.5 years. She gave us 9 calves. 8 of them survived. One of them 3 years ago, I'm not sure what it was, but he just kind of went downhill over a few days, not even a week, and he didn't make it, so unfortunately. But other than that, she's given us some quality animals. Sheehan is the latest one. You hear your name, don't you? And Jimmy then in the middle, the whitehead bullock, the second biggest lad, 630 kg in the last weigh-in. That's her one from the previous year. And then we still have Big Black, who was her first calf, who has herself given us a lot of very, very good animals as well, and even a replacement in Snowflake. So she did a great job for us when she was here. And look, I always say with cows, that's their job, to hopefully give us quality animals to sell on or else use as replacements. And then if they do well in the factory, it's a bonus. And to be fair to Special, she did well in the factory as well. So to get into the report, I suppose, in terms of her conformation, which is her shape and kind of the development of the animal, I suppose, she was an R rating. Or an R grade, which we would be fairly happy with. Well, we'd be very happy with. That's kind of what we'd be expecting here anyway out of them. If they were less than that, we would be disappointed, really. We'd love to have a U grade, but they're harder got. So I don't know, maybe would Norman get it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for us, an R grade is kind of where we're at. And then her fat score was a 3, so it was bang in the middle. And again, it's kind of what we'd be hoping for really and expecting from her. Then in terms of her carcass weight, she was just over the 390 kg. So that's good going. If you say she was 50% of her live weight, or maybe a bit more than 50%, you could say she was 800 kg there or thereabouts, which again is a fine size for an animal. It certainly is at that age as well. And then in terms of per kg, she made €4.30 per kg. That did include the quality assurance, which I think is an extra 10 cent per kg. But yeah, it was €4.30 per kg. So all in all, she did great. You can work out how much she made, but I won't tell you the actual figure, because look, this is still Dad's farm, and if he wants to tell people, he can, but I won't do it anyway. I have a load of robins that just came into the shed there. Wow. You probably heard them whistling there. But yeah, so that's how she did. Really happy with her. And then I suppose the next thing that myself and Dad wanted to know was what we did right, or was it worth it? Did we make any money in terms of the meal we fed her? Because I suppose for us with the TV, we've almost been forced into a bit of an experiment in terms of finishing cattle. So I suppose we kind of want to learn as we go along and see if what we're doing is the right thing, or if we should try something different. And if it's something that we can do in future, is it viable? Will we be able to make a few bob out of it if we just start doing this from now on? If, fingers crossed, we do get a clear TB test. But so we needed to then work out how much feed she ate, how much weight she put on, how much she made for that weight and all that. So that's what we did. I'm going to look at my notes really quickly to just refresh my memory so that I'm not lying to you about anything. Now, I hope I remember all those figures, but myself and Dad sat down one evening anyway and just first of all looked at her weight when we weighed in October. So she came in at 712 kg that time, and we're just assuming that she was around the 800 kg mark. It's not going to be absolute, but she must have been there or thereabouts anyway. I then looked at the amount of feed that I had given her, so I just did that by looking back at the HerdWatch app and checking the purchases I had made and assigned to her. And it came up at around 138 kg. Again, it might have been a little bit more. Bert is still jumping on the others. It might have been a little more than 138 kg, but it was there or thereabouts anyway. And then I worked out the cost of that, which was €57. So it cost us €57 to feed her the meal. That's not including the silage, so you'd add another few bob for silage, which wouldn't be that much. So then we're saying she was 712 kg when she came in. She was about 800 kg when she got to the factory. So we're saying she put on about the 90 kg mark. So then, if she put on 90 kg, it was €4.30 per kg. She made €387 just in that time frame. So in that whatever month and a bit, she made us 387 versus an investment of €57 in the meal, and then I don't know, you could probably add €30 for the silage. So all in all, we made a profit out of what we put into her and what we got out of her. Now, I am very much aware that it was a lot easier to feed her up compared to the bullocks and the heifers there in the middle, because of course she was at a very good weight to start with. If we're looking at from the day we started feeding the bullocks and heifers meal to this point, obviously it's going to be an awful lot more, but I don't know would I include everything we've ever given them, because there is just always that certain amount you have to give them anyway when they're weaning to get them moving. But it will be interesting to see if we do make anything out of the bullocks. I'm looking at the big boy there, the size of him. I wonder will I turn the camera around. I don't know, does he look as big on the camera there, but jeepers, he's, I would go as far as to say he's the best animal I've ever seen on this farm in terms of a bullock. He is class, I must say. I wish he was a bit cleaner. But yeah, anyway, I digress. So if we don't make a profit off especially the two big boys there, it will be massively disappointing when you're looking at an animal like that and you're actually thinking, I don't know if I'm actually going to make a cent of profit off it. That kind of sums up suckler farming these days now. Maybe we're doing it wrong, but we're doing our best to try and make a bit of pocket money out of it anyway. And if you can't make money out of an animal like that, I'd love to know how I can make money, because I don't know. But that'll be interesting, and look, I'll show you guys that in January as well, and we can maybe compare the two. But there's definitely a lot more money going into those boys now than went into special. So but yeah, look, it's something new for us, it's something to try out, and we probably would have always sent special to the factory anyway, because I think it would probably have been madness to send her to the mart even if we could. But definitely the fact that we've been forced, you know, really to send direct to the factory because of the TB, it's, you know, it allows us the chance to try something new. On that as well, a lot of people messaged me to see if I had seen Tom Pemberton's video, which of course I did. And it's the same situation really. It's sad, you know, one cow, they never had a reactor before, and now they've gone down with one, and they believe it to be deer as well. So in a way, it's just nice to hear that somebody else believes it's deer. It's absolutely not nice to hear of anybody having TB, but at least it's not just the crazy woman in County Kerry in the southwest of Ireland that thinks it's the deer. I do not have a personal vendetta against deer. but I do strongly believe it to be an issue at the moment. So look, I know in Ireland we have copped on to the fact, and they did announce, jeepers, they did announce that there will be a decent cull next year. They announced that a couple of weeks ago. So at least we are moving in the right direction. I don't know if it will be enough or not, but hopefully it will help other farms and other farmers and other cattle out there. It's not going to do anything for us now, unfortunately. We just have to wait and see, will we pass or fail the next test. But if it helps other farmers out there avoid what happened to us here, and I've heard some horror stories since I put out my TB video, which kind of gave me sleepless nights. But look, hopefully other people will be saved due to this call. But anyway, I am going to leave it there for now. I think I might feed them now before I go pulling at those branches and things. Are you coughing? Julia has a bit of a cough. But yeah, I can't procrastinate anymore. I do want to clean up a little bit, so I will do that much. And if I can find another job to do before I have to do those branches, I will find it as well. But yeah, we'll come back at the branches anyway. Sorry, just one thing I forgot to say there, and which is probably for me the most important thing, was when Special went to the factory, they found nothing. So it gives me some bit of hope, because the fact that she was in there with Shirley, with all the other cows, yeah, it just gives me a bit of hope for the next test. So hopefully that's an indication, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm getting to it now. So this is what I need to try and clear, and I did not actually realise it was as bad as it is, and I was dreading it when I thought it was probably half the job. I think if I can get rid of this, it would be maybe the worst, but I don't think I can do this with the forks of the tractor, to be honest. But I don't know what alternative I have. I could put on the trailer, but the trailer doesn't tip, so I'd have to fill it and then empty it by hand as well, which might actually kill me. So okay, we'll see. Now I have a confession to make. I did 2 rounds with the tractor yesterday. It just wasn't going well at all. To be fair, I got a bit of the heavier stuff so that I could at least get into the field out of it. But I was just dropping it, and I was getting in and out, and I just left it. And I managed to do a bit more procrastinating, including having a photo shoot with Sheehan for Christmas. So I might show you that at the end of this video as well, just a photo of him. He's very cute. But yeah, so today I decided to get the gator out, because although it's more physical work, it's nearly just easier. And that loader, it's made me soft. I just want to do everything with a machine now. So no, I'm just gonna have to get stuck in with it now today. Weather is really bad, just horrible, misty, windy weather, as you can probably pick up on the mic, sorry. But I'm just going to do a few rounds anyway, and if I can manage to get the gate to the field closed, that'll be some bit of work done anyway, and it's probably the heaviest stuff anyway. But I do just want to get a start, because you know these things, if you just don't make a start on it, you'll say, oh, I'll do it next week, and realistically, once Christmas is done, the grass will be starting to grow, and I want the grass to grow in there. So I'll do my best to get a bit done. I'll show you a bit of what I've gotten through. You've seen the before, so it's not going to be the end product today, nowhere near it, but I'll show you the little bit I've done anyway. dirt and bits of tree and everything on my face, so just ignore. But now that I've that job done, I need to go up and change before I finish off for today. I don't know, can you see? But I am absolutely destroyed. But got the job done, was able to close the gate. That's the main thing, and I think I got a lot of the heavy lifting done there today. The rest of it, they're really long branches, but they're not as heavy as that old pine stuff. I hate those trees, and we have lots of them around here. So I'll go off, quick change, and I'll go down, finish off the video in the shed. Where else? Now, so quick outfit change and back down here, but look, I'm happy to get that job started anyway, and a little bit of an impression made on it anyway. But I'm going to leave this video here now. I just have to feed the guys and that's it. As I mentioned, a short and sweet one today, but nonetheless I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Before I finish up, a very Merry Christmas to everyone, and thanks for all the support throughout the year. I hope you all have a good one, and for those working, I hope you get some bit of a break over the Christmas anyway, at least on Christmas Day, if nothing else. But yeah, thanks again for watching. If you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.